Tyler Yonker, aka Mrs. Yonks with Open DAO. Super excited to have several of our community leaders, multi-sig candidates here just doing a casual meet and greet interview and letting them present their visions and their expertise so that you can decide which of them or all of them you want to get behind as leaders of this new and super exciting community. So I'm going to just go through who's on the call real fast. We've got Jason Yonker, Jeremy Reichner, Suchi, Taeguk, and Eric Buckwright. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to give you guys all a couple minutes to introduce yourselves, talk about your background with DAOs, how you found out about Open DAO, and then we'll get to NFTs here after that. So just whatever personal you want to share and you want to just share your background with the group. So Jeremy, why don't we start with you?
Hi, everyone, and welcome. Glad to be here. So my name is Jeremy Reichner. I'm coming you from your live right now. I'm based here in Israel. I'm originally from Belgium, where I grew up. And, I've always been an early tech adopter, been online since 1994. Back in the time, I built my own website. I was early also in Web 0.2 and Web 0.3. And always, trying and helping other startups in my different marketing roles. My background is mostly in digital marketing. I've been active in digital marketing in the last 20 years or so. And I heard about OpenDAO probably first through my Twitter connection. So I'm quite following the Web3 Twitter space. And yeah, as someone who has been active in the Web3 community, playing around, investing in NFTs and different coins. So I was glad to have this opportunity to, like all of you here, to get part and participate in this airdrop. And I'm really looking forward. I think that there is here a great potential when we started with just like a great launch, 200,000 plus people opening and claiming their airdrop, having those SOS tokens in their wallets. And we're just beginning. So I'm really excited to be here. Looking forward to contributing whatever I can in this project together with the rest of the team that we have and all the rest of the community. And yeah, glad to be here and looking forward to the journey together. Thanks.
Awesome. Suchi, would you like to introduce yourself to the community?
Of course, I'm Suchi. Hello, guys. I hope you're having a nice time wherever you are, because one thing that Web3 is giving us that is there is no time zone anymore. There is somewhere is morning, somewhere is night. So good night, GM to all of you guys. And I'm so happy to be here and just be a little part of this. This movement is just going to grow and grow and grow. And I really believe wholeheartedly to this. And my name is Sachi. My background is that I'm a Persian rap artist. I've been born in Iran, and I had to leave Iran when I was 24 years old because of political movements that and political songs that we had in Iran. So I'm a political refugee. I'm living in London. Moved to London 9 years ago, and I've just been all my life. I'm millennial, so my whole life has been in the internet and just like making music. And I have a mine engineering degree, and I have a private pilot license. And for the last degree, I study film directing, film studies, a specialty in the directing. So my background is mostly in the arts, and I love NFTs and what they can bring to whole film industry and whole music industry, and how much it can give us freedom from the VCs and all of the basically cooperation kind of looking into the arts. And I really appreciate the opportunity that I have over here to contribute towards this cause, to make it more easy easy and facilitate the way for all of the artists that going to come after me and for the next generation to really concentrate on their arts and use the maximum of the space to maximize their influence on the culture. Thank you very much for having me, and I cannot wait to answer your questions and take this from here. Thank you very much. Let's fucking go.
Awesome. Thank you, Suchi. Well, yes, the Zoom link did get out. We've got 37 people in climbing trying to get in. Hopefully we are. So if you're listening in the audience right now, if you're watching this on any forum, please go to LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook and watch us there. This is actually only for our panel participants, so hopefully people can hear that. And Jason, were you able to get that out to you, or Jeremy, were you able to get that out to you, Rachel? Okay, perfect. Okay, Jason, you're up next. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Tyler, Mrs. Yonks. As I indicated on my Gnosis Safe Multi-Sig Candidacy, you are absolutely my superpower. So thank you, Mrs. Yonks, for everything that you do. So Mrs. Yonks and I, we're newer to the crypto space, but as serial entrepreneurs, we love the DAO framework. We absolutely believe that it is the future of work. And true story, and I don't even know, like, I was looking at CoinGecko when we were about to go to bed on Christmas Eve leading into Christmas, and I saw one of the trending coins was OpenDAO. And, you know, being all in on DAOs, that's something that that I really looked at as far as the started doing a little bit of investigation on that. And literally, I don't know, I think it was like maybe 6 a.m. or I was up all night hanging out on Discord. And one of the things that really resonated with me is I wasn't isolated in the fact that I got this airdrop. It wasn't a big one. And like literally, I'm not a big NFT collector or a JPEG flipper or whatever some people call. We did buy one NFT on OpenSea for 2.25 Ethereum. And that was another story for another day. But have leaned heavily in here, believe absolutely in the community of OpenDAO and what is facilitated here. And that's evidenced by, you know, people that I didn't even know literally a couple days ago here hanging out, doing a live stream in this format. And this is one of the formats that's kind of newer, I think, to the crypto space. Instead of facilitating this conversation on Discord, this is a part of our evolving content strategy. And we'll be talking more about that at the Marketing Alliance coming up. But all in on DAOs, and this is just one of several DAOs that Mrs. Yonks and I are actively engaged in and contributing to. So very much looking forward to working with the NFT community, because we really believe that NFTs can be a vehicle for public good, a lot of which Suchi was saying there too, as far as, you know, more equitably distributing capital than the traditional VC route. And that's something that I'm sure that we'll be talking more about here in the coming days and weeks surrounding the SOS OpenDAO community. So
Awesome.
WAGMI.
Thanks, Jason. Teguk, would you like to introduce yourself to the community?
All right. Hi, everyone. I'll just keep mine short. I mean, shorter than most of you guys did. I'm a Korean. I was born in Korea and I grew up in Taiwan. So, and I'm currently still in Taiwan doing my degree right now. Most of you, I'm not sure if most of you guys know, but I pretty much built the Notion for us. And we've followed heavily on the templates that Bankless DAO gave us, so provided for us. So yeah, and my journey in crypto and NFTs have started since, I think, hasn't been that long, for a year, I think, when I was starting to study blockchain in university, and then I got interested in I was interested in cryptos, and that led me into NFTs. Yeah, I'll just keep it short for now. So
Awesome.
since it's been pretty long already.
Well, great job on the Notion. It's really well organized. So excellent work there. Eric, are you in a cell range that you can introduce yourself? Eric?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome. Please give us a 1 to 2 minute intro.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Eric Buckwright. I go by eMoney2Zips on the web. I started a small mining operation at the beginning of this year, and quickly learned how huge Web3 is. And I just started gobbling up information. I eventually stumbled across Tokamak, and that was my first intro into DAOs. And I got heavily involved in that. And then as I started learning more about DAOs, I've just been getting more and more and more excited. I think that the structure that or the capabilities of that type of structure are limitless. The flexibility and the ability of every individual stakeholder to have a say is just so awesome to me. And I have been in NFTs since about early September. I started out after trying to guess without any kind of real information or any idea how to research which ones were going to do well. I was not very successful at that, but I did find one community, the Wall Street Bulls, that was has been super helpful to me. I recently, like 2 months ago, was scammed, and a bunch of the members of the community were able to interrupt the attack and grab some of my items that were listed at well below the floor price and hold on to them for me until I could get back in the game. And it was a huge and life-changing experience. I have since decided that I'm going to go forth into the Web3 space and try to help as many people as I can have the best chance that they possibly can in the space. I am not a multi-sig candidate. I just want to help everyone.
Awesome. Hey, awesome. Thank you for that intro. Okay, next question for everybody. This is actually a question off a YouTube comment from Matthew. So thanks, Matthew. What's the purpose of the DAO? Why does this DAO need to exist? I think that with 1,000 other DAOs, this thing came out of nowhere. It rose up. You guys all want to be leaders in this community. So, so what do you think? Why does this DAO need to exist? Why is it important? Why does it matter? What do you think are some major things that it should do or is possible for it to do? So Taeguk, why don't we start with you this time?
All right. So one of our sorry, can you repeat the question? Is it specific to our OpenDAO or just DAO in general?
No, this is specifically to OpenDAO. So a question from the YouTube comments was, what's the purpose of this DAO? Why does it need to exist? And I mean, obviously we're all DAO fans, but why do you think it's important that OpenDAO exists? And what are some influential things that it could do? What are some cool and exciting and fun? Like, you guys want to be the leaders. Where would you like to lead OpenDAO to go? What are some cool things that you think it could do?
Right. I think the philosophy of OpenDAO has been started when it began to airdrop our SOS tokens to everyone that traded on OpenSea, right? It's not about trying to, I mean, it's about trying to expand our reach and trying to build utility for a community. And one of the main missions that we are trying to achieve is to support emerging artists and their original work, because we feel strongly that a lot of the traditional artists, they don't have the means to market themselves, right? So, but in NFT space, the artists can market themselves to the whole entire internet. So what we're trying to do is, one of the missions that we're trying to do is to support them and help them to keep continuing art. And yeah, so I mean, that's the part that I'm interested about, and that's the part that I'm passionate about. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Can I add to this, please?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
of course.
By the way, Suchi, real quick before you start, I just want to welcome Danette to the stage. Jason had mentioned he talked to you on Discord, was really impressed with your perspective and your point of view. So what we're talking about right now is, why does OpenDAO need to exist? What's the benefit? Where do you want to take it as a future leader? So I'd love to get an introduction from you for 1 to 2 minutes, and then Suchi will be right back to you.
For sure.
Danette, are you there? All right, we'll come back to her. Okay, Suchi, go ahead, and we'll come back to Danette after that.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing that I want to add to the person that was asking this question is that the most important factor that make OpenDAO unique for me personally is that the targets people to be rewarded with the airdrop, all of them has been artists. I'm not talking about the people who bought the coin. Of course, we welcome everybody into the community, but the first and genesis people that has received the airdrop and is start to trade with this coin is including myself, are the people that are fascinated by NFT and the ability of combining the cryptocurrency and the abilities that the blockchain provide with us with art, and especially digital art, and mix these together to create big changes. And to choose this targeted audience for OpenDAO and do the airdrop for that is what made OpenDAO for me a very special and unique and niche point of marketing, and the DAO that we hasn't had before in the space. And especially what is very important, you know, and really, you know, is the difference between this DAO and all the other DAOs is that you know, in the main points and the main power of this DAO is that it's here as a help. It's SOS. It came to compensate the people that has been under attacks of the hackers and scammers, and their money has been taken away or their art has been taken away from them. And to have that point of view towards the life and towards the world and towards this space, that we are here to help each other and stand by each other as a community. That for myself is just like a done deal. I love it. I will be here, and I will dedicate my life to this cause and any cause that is going to bring us as a human being together, and especially put us next to each other on the hard times. You don't like it was over here and is it being a person that's been under the attack. You don't know in those moments, you know, it's very hard. Your life is being taken away. You feel powerless in our community. You know, when it happened, I was seeing the e-money, like the people, the others, developers come and start to send the DDS to the hacker and hack the hacker and help this happen. I was crying from happiness, like seeing this happening in that community, and just like in total in OpenDAO, I just wake up and I just click my connect, you know, and I receive this SOS. It's just amazing, and that's what I think make OpenDAO very, very special DAO, and it is different from any other DAO.
Thanks, Sushi. That was wonderful. Love it. Danette, are you in a position to talk now? We'd love to get a quick intro, hear anything you'd like to share about your background, how you got involved in OpenSea, what you're passionate about. Floor is yours for a couple minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me up. Yeah, I've been in crypto for about 4 years. I used to work for a large blockchain company in Vietnam for about 1.5 years. And so that was my introduction to blockchain and apps. And then I went into crypto when I moved back to the States in 2019. I've been in crypto since. And got into NFTs last December. So I guess that's considered pretty early in the NFT space. Was predominantly into art, NFTs, and now I've moved in collectibles. It's recently that I've looked more into DAOs. I really like the structure. I love decentralization, of course, because I come from the crypto space. And this particular DAO is very impressive. I've noticed quick action, a lot of collabs with a lot of platforms within just the first 2 days, which was eye-opening. I like that they're doing things before announcing things. They don't just say what they're going to do, they do it and then they announce what they've already done. It's very impressive, it's very efficient. I like the community that's coming together is supportive and helpful. And I like seeing people step up and do things. And I see a lot of people with initiative who want to build out this community and this project. And it's very impressive.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining us. Yonks, why don't you share your vision for OpenDAO, what you're passionate about, why you think it's important for this community to exist?
Man, I could talk about that all day long because
I'm going to cut you off after 2 minutes, even though I love you so much.
Yeah, well, like one of the things that I really see, and this is something that have just barely started having conversations about, is we're faced with a global housing crisis. And one of the NFTs that categorically would fall under public good is I really see a utility NFT being created that can help to facilitate cooperative housing. And true story, I'm not going to go off onto that tangent, but Mrs. Yonks and I do enjoy home sharing like Airbnb. And Airbnb is one of the Web2 platforms that I feel personally wronged by. And so anyway, that's all that I'm going to say. Co-op housing NFT is one of the utility NFTs that I'm passionate about. I'm going to be amplifying conversations about that in 2022.
Awesome. Jeremy, what do you think is important about this community? Why does it need to exist? Where would you love to take it as a community leader?
So I think we're definitely still in the very early stage in the Web3 so-called revolution. So if we look around and, I remember back in the days when after a little bit after Bitcoin was launched and, the blockchain emerged, people were mining, some nerds in the basement were mining on their desktop or mining rigs. And then after a few years, came the second wave of the blockchain revolution. Let's call it, like we have Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. So we have like blockchain 1, blockchain 2, and blockchain 3. So blockchain 1 was really like the start, Satoshi Nakamoto, the Bitcoin and Ethereum protocols. Then after 3 or so years, we have the second phase where we had a whole wave of ICOs, initial coin offerings. So we had like a bunch of every day there were projects launching as ICOs. Fast forward a few years, we arrived today in 2021. 2021 definitely has been the year where NFTs, non-fungible tokens, have exploded, right? Have reached a wider market that has been basically breaching out of our own ecosystem of all the Web3 and blockchain enthusiasts. So right now it's something which is public. The traditional media has been talking about it. I'm sure a lot of conversations around holiday family gatherings, NFTs were mentioned somewhere or another. And so we are at the stage where we are still trying to adapt the tools that we're using in order to promote our projects, our art, our ideas, trying to close the gap between the technicalities. For example, one of them, and maybe the one believing ones, being, for example, the cost of the gas price. So I'm sure everyone who's here and has traded on OpenSea and has traded or minted Ethereum tokens has had to pay sometimes higher gas fee than the minting price itself or the NFT price itself. So as such, this is something which is not, not tolerable for the long term, not scalable
Sure.
for the long term once we're talking about wider market penetration. And people are aware of that. That's why also we're talking about switching the Ethereum network from what's called like a proof of stake to proof of work protocols, which will probably make it cheaper. So that's just talking about one little piece of the whole world around us, and I'm sure there are many issues that we will all want to talk and try to
absolutely
find ways to make them easier to work with.
Awesome. Yeah, gas fees are a huge concern for all of us. Eric, what are you passionate about this community? Why does it need to exist? Where would you like to take it as a leader?
All right, I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. Why does this community need to exist? Because we as NFT collectors and creators need a collective voice and the ability to work together as a unit to achieve much greater things than we could individually. That is why this DAO needs to exist. And the way that the tokens were airdropped to the people that have been in the community, the front runners in the community, it really gave everyone the opportunity to have a say based on their level of participation up to that point in OpenSea. I see a time in the near future where OpenDAO is able to both partner with creators and help them get their product in front of significantly more people, and also educate newcomers to the field, both creators and collectors, on how to be safe, how to implement the cutting edge technologies that are available in the blockchain world, make things more efficient for everyone so that it's more approachable to people that are just getting onboarded, because over the next few years, I see a lot more widespread market adoption. And I think that if we work together as a unit, we will be able to create a number of revenue streams that will make the DAO self-sustaining and also make it a benefit to both the members and the NFT community as a whole.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, Jason, I'm going to start with you this time. Tell the community about an NFT that you either purchased or minted or traded, or just an NFT that you were really excited about or that you were really passionate about, why you're passionate about it, how it impacted you.
I don't think that the scope of impact has really been fully realized yet, but Mrs. Yonks and I did acquire our very first PFP NFT, the Bufficorn Biddle Brigade, for the upcoming ETH Denver conference. And for those of you that may not know, Ethereum Denver is one of the longest running. Yeah, go Broncos. I've been seeing some comments there. So do consider Colorado and Denver home. So very excited because there's a lot of utility around that as well, because it's really like the way that they're prioritizing the Ethereum Denver participants. It's a free conference, but they're prioritizing those that have acquired the Bufficorn PFP NFT over the other participants. So, and the full utility of that has not been realized yet. So if you're contemplating coming to Ethereum Denver, go mint a Bufficorn. We'll see you there. It's going to be an absolutely fabulous party, and then there's a mountain retreat afterwards in Breckenridge. So that's where really the all of the work's going to be done at the ETH Denver, and then like the intimate social gathering is going to be at the Breckenridge Mountain Retreat. So that's the one that I'm most excited from a PFP NFT standpoint. Back to you, Mrs. Yonks.
Awesome, thanks, Jason. Danette, can you share an NFT that you love or that really impacted you and impacted your crypto journey in a big way?
Yeah, I'm a POC follower, so he goes by Murat POC on Twitter, and he's a well-known artist in the space. But what I like about him, he's also a developer, and he uses the technology to the advantage of the holders of his art pieces. It's PAK, if anyone wants to look it up. He's created new mechanisms that use the blockchain technology that I have never seen another artist do. And it's actually, not only has it gone up in value with the price, but it's gone up in value as far as how we can use the technology and how other artists can use the technology. So he's expanding the parameters of what can be done in the space. And I really like seeing that kind of innovation. So it's been very eye-opening, very helpful. And his followers are pretty much like devoted to his work because of that. And so am I.
Awesome. Love it. Suchi, what's an NFT that just meant a lot to you personally, and why did it mean a lot to you?
So basically what I love, as you can see, it is Wall Street Bulls. I'm just really representing that community. They call me Persian hype god over there. I love that community, and the reason is that because what is represent for me and what is representing for the culture of like all the apes that you see, and you know, and all of the events that happen at the beginning of this year, when like bunch of degenerates ape, as they call themselves, got together and start to for the first time in the history, I think this is the greatest hack ever, and also in the 2021 especially, that bunch of people got together and start to buy the share of AMC and GME together, and cause the financial system of the worlds and big hedge funds with the big money to come to halt. They have to halt the trading instruments. Like, this is not normal. And you know, when that is happened, I just for the first time saw that, wow, hold on a second, these social medias, like this Discord, these Zooms, and this, like, what we are doing right now over here is the greatest power as the community as we had. I know so many people gonna say like, oh, what's happening to the real life? Real life is still out there. We coming, we meeting, we greeting, we have like parties with the bull members that we attend, we meet each other in the real life as well. But while we are in the different part of the world, we are as a community together all the times. We every day talk with each other. We know who is doing what, who is ill, who need help. Like me just being over here and all of the things that I'm doing for my proposal, for the meeting that we have on the Twitter space that I invite you guys, come please, 8 p.m. East, you know, on the Twitter. They help me do that, and that is like really, really interesting for me. What this NFT presents. So Wall Street Bulls all the way because of the power of the community and what we have done the first of the year to halt the trading instruments.
Great. Fun fact, the guy that was trying to buy the Mets actually lost so much on the meme stock short that he almost couldn't close the deal because his hedge fund blew up. So there you go.
Because, you know, I have to say this, that I know some of the people lost money on that, but it doesn't matter. If you are over here, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you're going to be compensated in the long run. Come on SOS, you're going to be highly rewarded. But what has happened, it was out of our hand. They betrayed us. They halted the trading instrument because we were going to short squeeze the hedge funds, and they have to halt this because they couldn't handle the power of the community and power of togetherness. But this won't happen on the SOS and cryptocurrencies.
Awesome. Thanks, Suchi. Jeremy, would you like to share an NFT that's meant a lot to you personally and why it did?
With great pleasure. So actually, I want to mention two. So one is a very mainstream one. I'm sure you've all heard about it, or you should have heard about it. It's the one from, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk. So besides his very successful VFriends program, he actually launched a VFriend token for his book launch, and he had also a very interesting concept. And so basically everyone or anyone who bought or pre-ordered 12 books got also a right to get one of his book NFTs. And he successfully sold more than 1 million books like that. So there are going to be more than 100,000 on those book tokens that are going to be distributed to all of the pre-orders people during January. I think it's a very interesting concept. It was also, big stream, big media, and it shows off the potential of such a person and such other projects, and I also believe in his vision for the Web3 and NFT space. That's one. A second one, which also has some similar community inspirations, which is definitely less popular, but very interesting to look at. And I've also purchased one. It's called the Mint NFT 365 project by Brian Fanzo of the ADHD coin on a website called rally.io. And so the idea behind it is very interesting. So basically what he's doing, that he's basically buying or minting every day for a whole year, so 365 days of 365 different NFT tokens. And so each of those people that have and hold one of those 365 tokens basically gets a percentage of the whole 365 NFTs that are going to be purchased from different blockchains, different programs, big ones and small ones. And after a year, in November next year, basically there's going to be a one day, I think in November, they're going to sell all of them. And then each of the token holders is going to get a share of the percentage of those sales of those 365 NFTs. So I think also it's a very interesting idea and concept, and I'm
Awesome.
happy to support it.
Love it. Thank you. Taeguk, what's an NFT that's meant a lot to you personally, and why did you love it? Taeguk, are you there?
Oh. Hi. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. Can you
Sorry,
share an
I
NFT
think I
that's
maybe
meant a lot
missed
to you
it.
personally, and
Sorry.
why it did?
Yeah. I would say the most
You're getting cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're in a bad
valuable in terms
range.
of like.
Let's
How about now?
We can't hear you. I'm going to go to Eric, and then we're going to come right back to you if you can get in a better cell range. Eric, what's an NFT that's meant a lot to you personally, and why did you love it? How did it impact you?
I'm going to keep this short and sweet because my answer is actually the same as Suchi's, but for very different reasons. I come from restaurants, and in restaurant management, one of the best ways to be successful is to create a warm and inviting experience that not only are your guests satisfied with, but they want to share it with other people. And when I first got into the Wall Street Bulls, the community there was so warm and welcoming, and they were just willing to share all this information. I wish I had met them so much earlier in my journey, because man, it would have made things so much easier. But they have constantly been willing to just share information and knowledge and experience, and help with discovering new tools, all kinds of stuff. And as I mentioned before, when I got scammed, a bunch of people that I never met in my whole life reached out with their money and snagged a bunch of my assets before they disappeared into the ether. And it saved me from financial ruin.
It's amazing.
It was one of the most changing things in my life. And I want to be able to do that for other people now because of the example they set for me.
That's fantastic. Taeguk, are you back in cell range? Can you share an NFT that has meant a lot to you personally, and why?
Yeah. I think it's better now. Is it better?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. The NFT that's meant a lot to me, of course, it should be my first NFT. It's a collection named Mars Cat's Voyage. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but it's just a lot of PFP with cats as the main characters. And yeah, that's my first project that I got into, so I got a special feeling for it. And then the second project that I actually really like is Cool Cats. I think I have a thing for cats, but yeah, Cool Cats was it has been my PFP for quite a while now, but it was sold recently, so I have to change it back to my second favorite, which is my Mars Cats Voyage Cat. So yeah, there's not much reason other than I like the art on those PFPs.
Okay, awesome.
That's it for me.
Yeah, no, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna take a little moderator privilege here and just show one thing on. There's this incredible thing called Unlock Protocol where you can actually log into websites, mint NFTs with just your crypto wallet. You don't need to sign up with email or whatever. We have a project going called tokentown.net that we're just minting NFTs directly on our website, and it's fantastic. There's a guy named Julian. He's French. He's living in New York City. He's brilliant. He's amazing. Unlock Protocol. If you want to see how it works out, tokentown.net is our project that we're using it on. And I just wanted to praise that project for NFTs, and it's going to be a game changer for websites moving forward. Okay, next question. Can you guys share a community that you've been a leader of, that how you've organized a community or recruited or built people into leaders? Just anything that you want to share about your leadership skills in the community. So Tega, let's start with you on that one. Community you've been a part of, a leader, community you've built, what happened? Share something positive there.
The community that I've been in before OpenDAO is Mutant Cats DAO. I think it's a pretty famous DAO right now. It was a pretty famous DAO before. I'm not sure how it's doing now, but yeah, I was part of that DAO, and I haven't taken a leadership role in that DAO. I've been the Treasury for Mutant Cats DAO, though it's not like a leadership role. So, but I've been actively trying to. Oh yeah, that's that one. I think we were one of the first NFT collection NFT DAOs that reached like 90% staked, and I guess it's still doing pretty well. Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, so what I've done in that DAO was act as Treasury. So, but then it wasn't as advanced as ours right now. So what I've done was just like bookkeeping and stuff, and that's it for me.
That's super important. Jason, what's a community that you've built or led or been part of, and share something positive about your community leadership skills?
Well, I'm looking forward to having a leadership role here. And prior to that, the one that occupies Mrs. Yonks and I most of our time is Retoken, the real estate DAO. And we're taking a very conservative approach because we like to say real estate tokenization is a tough nut to crack, especially here in the US. And that's all that I'm going to say about that. So very excited about, and that's one of the mechanisms that we have really, and we still have a huge opportunity to up our live streaming game. And this is just a call out to the OpenDAO community. If you want to help, we have an immediate opportunity and a need. I'm kind of trying to do a little bit of live stream producing here, but we're looking to use OBS to really notch up the game here, because I really think that this live streaming format is one hella fun, and it's a super solid content strategy, and we'll be talking about that in the very first marketing alliance. So this is a call out to action to the entire OpenDAO community. Join an alliance, pick out, potentially join a couple, and see which one where you can contribute some skills, because we are a DAO that gets things done here. So anyway, that's all I got. Back to you, Mrs. Yonks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Suchi, what's a community that you have been a leader in? Share something positive about your leadership skills.
So basically, I've been a moderator in a few different, because I have two running businesses. I have a supplying meat business, and I have a property maintenance business as well. But in the Discord and in the world of the internet, I've been one of the main members of the DAO Records, which was established as one of the first political rap groups in Iran when I was like 14 years old, and I was like part of that movements, and it just caused us to become like the biggest deal on the internet, that when our tracks were get released, like internet was crashing. But in the discords I've been on I said they call me the Persian hive god. Yes, over there I've been on the boards and help the guys as much as I could. I have also a guild program which I have a bunch of play to earns assets, and we actually have people from Iran and from Philippines and from Africa that we provide them with these NFTs, and they make money for themselves, and they make money for the guild as well. And I've been leader over there, and this is going to come as the greatest charity. I'm going to make sure this charity is getting launched as we're talking. The lawyers are basically doing the job to basically get this as a biggest charity that is going to be the self-sustainable charity, and also it is going to be a open source accounting charity for the first time, that you dedicate some money to basically toward the cause, and then it's just going to self-sustain it forever. And it's going to be open source as well. And also I'm moderator on the Dust Monkey Super Pixel Syndicates and a bunch of other discords and NFT project that I had the privilege to be part and play part in it. But one thing that I want to make sure is that nothing in my experience is compared to the OpenDAO and the experience I have over here, and of course Wall Street Bulls, and that is my home, and I want to just like emphasize on that.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you. Jeremy, what's a community that you've been a leader of, and showcase your leadership abilities?
Real quick, I got to ask Jeremy, great. There was a lot of comments. People in the audience are wondering if you're live streaming from IKEA. So everybody's dying to know.
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout out to all the community, all the people in chat and Discord. I can see the messages going crazy here. So yeah, so I'm thinking about minting my background. So I've seen some demand for it.
Yes.
IKEA, whatever. I love it. Maybe I should change it to something a little bit different, but thank you for the comment. Someone even said that I look like Steve Jobs. So I didn't choose this for that purpose, but maybe now I have to keep this background and this shirt on every time I stream live for you guys in the community of the OpenDAO. So thank you for that. So yeah, so regarding community. So listen, I believe in a combination of the the virtual and the real life. So I've been involved in some communities online as well as offline. So online, for example, I mentioned the Mint365 project of Brian Fanzo called also the Dollar ADHD community, which is really cool people, very nice from all over the world, and they're pretty cool. And also in real life, I've been involved in different startup accelerators. So because I've been a long time in the space, so I've spent some time in mentoring startups at different startup accelerators, including some that you might know. One of them is the Microsoft for Startups program. So every year I help a few of those startups with some business development and marketing ideas, helping them with their roadmap, their business plan, things like that. And I've also been involved in the WeWork labs. I'm sure you heard about WeWork. So they also have an incubator, and so also been mentoring over there. So those are two examples of some projects that I have been involved with on the community side, and I'm looking forward to helping, contributing with everything I can here in the OpenDAO project as well.
Right. Thank you so much. Danette, what is a community that you've been a leader in, and share your leadership skills with our group?
I've been a part of a lot of communities as sort of part of my life. I used to be a TEDx producer, so I produced TED events. I've been a mentor in Startup Weekend. Startup Weekend is a really big network of weekends that happen in I think just the US, maybe around the world. And recently, now that I'm in NFT community, I started originally I have the Crypto Rabbit Hole, which is a Telegram chat group where we go deep on crypto and technology and stuff like that. But then I also started an NFT Partees channel. So it's PARTEEZ. I got about 500 members within the first 2 weeks. I have spreadsheets on there of all the side events. When I go to all the conferences, you know, the NFT conferences, and I notice there's hundreds of side events, like so many events, and it's hard to keep track. So people build out these spreadsheets. So I aggregate the spreadsheets and I put them and I pin them at the top of that Telegram channel. And then everyone sort of shares the information about the events, and then they share photos and videos and like, come here now, it's happening. So it's just been blowing up. And I think that's just going to get bigger and bigger as the NFT community goes out. So I wanted to offer that to the community as value.
That is so valuable. And
of course,
yeah,
I want to be more involved in the OpenDAO as well.
That's so valuable. I love TED. I'm so excited that you're so organized. That's super valuable. Eric, can you share with the community a leadership role that you've had, community that you've built, or anything positive about your leadership skills? Eric, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I spent the last 12 years of my life before getting into the space in restaurants, and I have gotten a lot of experience at identifying, harnessing, and encouraging talent development in a number of different types of individuals, and really helping to illuminate the different ways that people's skills can be combined together to achieve great things. And that is one of the reasons that I'm so excited about this OpenDAO, because there are so many different kinds of people here. I have been having a blast just getting to know people and hanging out in Gen Chat. It's been great. And I think that one of the things that we're going to really be able to leverage is the strengths of the community in a number of different ways to really, really make some big moves.
Awesome. Okay, Danette, are you a multi-sig signer candidate for OpenDAO?
No.
Okay, perfect. Then this is for Yonks, Sushi, Taeguk, and Jeremy. We are right at an hour. We wanted to be respectful of all your times. So in 1 or 2 sentences, keep it super short. Give us how we can vote for you on Snapshot and why we should. 1 or 2 sentences. Jason, go ahead.
I'm gonna defer. Come back to me. I'm gonna do a screen share here too for snapshot.org so that we can just kind of look at that. So come back to me.
Okay, great. Suchi, how do we vote for you? 1 or 2 sentences why we should.
Sorry, so you go on the Snapshot. I think the links are all available on the official.
Oh, sorry. No, we're gonna pull up the Snapshot, but just what's your Snapshot name and what's your closing bid?
.eth, and I really will appreciate your votes. And one thing that I want to mention is that not everybody know that they can vote to multiple people and basically allocate their votes to multiple people as they are pleased. And it is just not that they have to vote for one person, they can vote for few people. And as you can see, Sachi.eth is my name, and I really will be appreciating all the votes. It doesn't matter who's gonna win. All of us are over here. We just put our face into this to basically to give you guys more assurance that if we're going to be the multi-sig holders, we're gonna keep it close to our hearts, and it's just going to be like my like my family, and I'm gonna keep it as dear as it can be for this society. And that is the reason we're putting a face to the name. So basically, you go to the OpenDAO, to the Snapshot, everything is just being shown to you by Mrs. York. And one thing I just, in the middle of this, I have to say, I cannot control myself. Now I understand why Mr. York is just talking this much about Mrs. York, because she is like a Wonder Woman. And I really appreciate all of the things that you are doing here. That is Sachi.eth, and I really appreciate what you guys doing. It no matter what's going to happen, I'm just going to keep you guys close. I'm going to DM Mr. Yok and you shortly after the things, and we're going to get things going. I have some ideas, and I can help you guys towards the basically NFT of the something like the Airbnb, and you guys what you are doing, and definitely will be helpful to all your cause. Thank you very much for all you're doing for this community, because Yok as well is just doing so much. I'm just seeing him every day dedicating so much of his time. Everybody else, all of the candidates, everybody on this Discord channels, I love you guys, and I'm proud to be part of this, and I wouldn't love to be anywhere else but this Discord channel right now. That's all I can say. And I can see lots of people is saying that OpenDAO is pumping. I having chart in front of me as well, and it's inevitable. We're gonna go to moon, but that is just the collateral and just some side effects of the great movements and great power that this community and this art is gonna bring to this.
Thank you so much, Suchi. Jeremy, how do we vote for you? What's your name on Snapshot, and give us your closing pitch.
Thank you. So yeah, so my name over here on the Snapshot is Reichner.eth. Yeah, that's me over here, GMT+2. This is my time zone, and I'm looking forward to contributing to the OpenDAO project. I believe that I bring my with me, you know, I'm 40 years old. I've seen a lot. I've tried a lot. I've been in the trenches. I really love to help projects to start, launch, and then develop and grow. I bring with me different skills, marketing skills, but also I have some, you know, full stack background. I also know, you know, a lot of languages, French, Dutch, German, Hebrew. And so I think that I can bring a multicultural approach. I have a degree actually in political science, which I think is also very relevant for DAO, because we're thinking about DAO, it's some kind of a democratic organization, but also has the corporate aspects and the startup aspect. So I think that everything together, we want to bring people over here in this project that all come from different backgrounds. Each one of us can bring his own influence, his own ideas, insight, and that I think that together with the right mixture, it will only be for the benefit of the OpenDAO project and allow us to maximize our potential and our success. So I'm looking forward to your contribution. All of you, please vote, take your vote, participate, and thank you for whatever you decide to do, whatever person you decide to put on. You have 9 candidates you can vote for, and I hope to be one of them. Thank you.
Awesome. Tega, tell us how we can vote for you. What's your Snapshot name, and give us your closing pitch.
Yeah, you can vote for me. I think the name is the same. It's Tega.eth on the option. Yep. However, there's a lot more people that are qualified for multi-sig, I think. So all that matters is they keep the funds safe, they be responsible, they can be kept accountable. So yeah, I think, yeah, since there's a lot more people that are more qualified than I am, in my opinion, so you guys should vote. Yeah, all that matters is you guys vote. The worst thing for us is to not vote, right? So that's it for me.
Perfect. And Yonks, how do we vote for you, and give us your closing pitch?
Closing pitch. Well, I think I said on the live stream and yonks.eth here, fully transparent, Mrs. Yonks and I hosted a live stream on this channel the other day that tells more of that story. And I do want to thank Suchi for recognizing how amazing Mrs. Yonks is. Like, one of the things that she did here was got us a LinkedIn page. And this is something I guard my reputation with pretty well. And I already updated my LinkedIn profile to show that I'm involved here with OpenDAO. And you can see right here, contributor, multi-sig candidate, and looking forward, even if I don't make the multi-sig signer, not going anywhere, everybody. Love the community here. Love hanging out on live streams like this. Like this is work, guys. That's how amazing that the Web3 and the DAO ecosystem is, that people are doing Zooms all day long for their job, and this is us functionally doing work. We're creating content for the OpenDAO community here. So this is what a lot of people don't have anywhere near this much fun on their Zooms. I absolutely promise you that. Did another video on how to vote with snapshot.org. It's super easy. Been demonstrating here. So love creating content to make it easy for everybody, because at the end of the day, we're all learning here together, and this space is so early, and the power of the community, the network effect here at OpenDAO is unlike any community that I've ever seen or been involved in, and looking forward to what we're going to do. I mean, we're just like a week old, everybody. That's the true story.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
yeah, back to you, Mrs. Yonks.
Well, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Yonks, Jeremy, Suchi, Eric, Taeguk, and Danette. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate your time so much. This is on replay. We're live streaming to YouTube on the channel, The DAO Hack. And if you guys are up for doing this again, we'd love to host you back anytime. So good luck to all of our candidates. And thank you to Eric and Danette for offering your perspective. It was super valuable. Thanks, everybody. Until next time.
Thank
you
you.
very
Bye.
much for having us.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a lovely one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.